Yeah, a blind man could see the Democrats got their ass kicked. That was, if we're being honest about it, it was a thorough ass kicking. The voters decided who the Republican nominee is going to be.
Right.
And a lot of times the Democratic Party seems as if they've got their claws in the mix. There's no one that could compete with Donald Trump.
Well, not on a charisma level.
Fair. Okay,
Because,
fair enough.
no,
but charisma is what gets you votes, bro.
Absolutely.
An eclipse must be occurring because we are about to see Stephen A. Smith actually make sense when it comes to politics, when it comes to Trump, when it comes to the Democrats, coming from the guy who habitually was saying, oh, I'm voting for Kamala. She's a great president. I really like her a lot. Trump is terrible. He actually is making sense. He's had a wake-up call since Kamala got destroyed in the election. Yes. He was making so much sense, even Bill Maher here could not disagree with him. It's SHOCKS here. If you guys enjoy the videos, consider subscribing or joining my YouTube membership and supporting me for just a few dollars a month, or a little bit more than a few dollars a month if you'd like. And for those of you that have supported me and donated or joined my memberships, thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. Before we see what Stephen A. said, I want you guys to see exactly what he has said before about Kamala Harris, where he was loving on her, she's so great. And I want you to see how big of a deal it is for this guy to come clean on really what is going on with Trump. Because look at the ego with which he walks around. This guy thinks he is so cool, so great. He is God's gift. Look at that. So for him to be willing to call it straight about the Democrat Party, about Kamala, and admit that Trump has really got it going on, it's a big deal. Now, what has Stephen A. said about his beloved Kamala Harris before the election? Let's find out.
The point is, it being nip and tuck right now between him and Kamala Harris is a bad sign for Kamala Harris. Somebody's got to say it, so I'm going to say it. She's in trouble.
Yep.
Now, you saw me there with the tag on my chest. I voted. Yes, I voted for her.
Dummy.
And I'm unapologetic about it.
Of course.
Because we don't need somebody that divisive in the White House, because I believe it's going to cause chaos in this country.
Yeah.
But other people don't care about the chaos.
Nope.
They care about their wallet, or they care about reproductive rights, or they care about the border and immigration laws and reform. They care about those kind of things. They don't care about that.
No, we care about the chaos caused by illegals being able to flood in this country. We're worried about the chaos caused by our leaders not standing up to other world leaders and allowing those powerful countries like Russia to invade Ukraine with no consequence.
And then Kamala Harris is inserted. I don't blame her one bit.
Same.
I thought she did a phenomenal job.
Yep.
She went all out. She did what she could. But you can't overcome that kind of situation.
So he thought she did a phenomenal job. She's not divisive. She's a better candidate than Trump. I'm willing to vote for her. But he also saw some warning signs about her. Yet he was still willing to vote for her.
But when she's been interviewed by folks who know politics, and this is their lane, and they're asking her about the issues, I swear before all things, I'ma lose it if I hear her preface her answers again by telling the world she was raised in a middle-class household. I'm getting tired of that because I don't think it's gonna work.
So Stephen A. saw that there's warning signs that it's not going to work, but he was still willing to vote and vocally support a woman who can't even handle tough questions from supporters. Despite having a huge ego, despite publicly supporting Kamala, despite all of those things he saw so great about Kamala and having such a huge ego himself, now after the election, he's really willing to get real about some of the problems with the Democrat campaign plan and Kamala Harris.
Sounds like what happened to the Democrat.
How about that? You know what? And that was an ass kicking. That was, if we're being honest about it, it was a thorough ass kicking. Ain't no way around it, Bill.
I
mean, you know more politics than me, but damn it, yeah, a blind man could see the Democrats got their ass kicked. I would.
What do you think they should do about it?
The Democrats?
Yeah.
How about having some? Listen, I like Wes Moore, governor of Maryland, but you know, you have, to use your baseball analogy, you have no bullpen. Who is it? Trump's been the Republican nominee since 2016.
Yeah.
Okay? It is clear that that's who conservatives want in the White House. Okay? That's who they supported. They didn't give a damn about the 34 indictments. They didn't give a damn about 2 impeachments. They didn't give a damn about all the legal issues and the lawfare that the Democrats engaged in. They said, Joe, that's who we want. This is the difference, and I said this to a lot of people, Bill. The conservatives said, we want that guy. That's who we want. And the voters decided who the Republican nominee is going to be. When you look at the Democrats, they didn't do it with Obama. That's true. Okay?
Didn't do what?
They greased the skids. This is the person we want. It's her turn. It was Hillary's turn in 2016. All right, Biden.
Well, that's not Obama. Obama earned it.
No, that's why I said he earned it. But in 2016, and I'm not even trying to imply
they voted. Hillary ran in the primaries.
I'm not even trying to imply that she. But remember, they were complaining that Bernie Sanders had some momentum and was compromised by the Democratic Party because they were saying it was Hillary's turn. Bernie
Sanders, I love him, but he's too far left, and he would have been a bigger disaster than Kamala was.
That's fine. But what I'm saying to you is, still in all, Bill, what I would, I it's rare that I disagree with you. What I'm saying is, the only thing I will push back on is, that's fine, but that's for the voter to decide.
Right.
And a lot of times, the Democratic Party seems as if they've got their claws in the mix. Take Biden, for example. Okay, so, Clyburn helps him get through South Carolina. He ultimately goes to the Democratic nomination. He's the Democratic nominee for the president. He ultimately wins the election. There was supposed to be a red wave in 2022 in the midterms. The Republicans didn't pull that off. And Biden is feeling himself and saying, I ain't going anywhere. I'm not going to. I told y'all I was going to be a transitional president. I told y'all I was going to be a one-term dude. I'm just here as a stopgap to pave the way for the future of the Democratic Party. And then all of a sudden, he in office taking that power.
He was a veritable John the Baptist. Just the guy who goes before.
Come on, bro.
Absolutely.
Bill, the point is that your ass was going to be 82 years old in the White House. Come on now. And then I'll never forget this. Bill, I swear to you, I love your show, Real Time. I'm a huge fan. I watch it every chance I get. I have never.
No, real fans watch it every week. You watch it every chance you get. I'm just fucking with you.
Because I got multiple jobs. But here's the deal, Bill. But I TiVo it. I tell you that much. The DVR it, rather.
TiVo.
That's TiVo, DVR.
I'm going to send you a telegram about that.
You told myself. Here's the deal, man. I have never wanted to be on your show more than I wanted to be on your show when Biden announced that he was going to run for re-election. Because I'm like this, what y'all going to say now? This is some straight bullshit. You got a situation where you won the midterm. You denied, you halted, you warded off the red wave. And you, knowing you're going to be 81 at election time, knowing you're going to be 82 in office, right? It wasn't the midterm. It was when the State of the Union address took place. And I saw these people. Remember, the liberals, so when you call yourself progressives.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're looking forward with a dude that's going to be 82 and would leave office when he's 86. Really, y'all? I'm sitting there like, you got to be shitting me. This is what you're talking about? And I'm like, I knew I wasn't voting for Trump. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I was saying to myself, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And then I looked at their bullpen. They had no one. They had no one. They had no one that could compete with Donald Trump.
Well, not on a charisma level.
Fair. Okay, fair enough.
No,
but charisma is what gets you votes, bro.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal it's a pretty big deal for Stephen A. Smith to come out and point out these logical points which so many of us know because he's in the liberal media. He wants to get his ESPN contract renewed. He pushes the huge liberal black victimization agenda. He seems to just fall in line with the whole Democrat playbook. So for him to call out really the idiocy of the Democrats by not allowing the voters to really choose the candidate they want, it's pretty impressive, it's pretty rare, and he's saying what is totally true. And the Democrats get what they deserve. They want to play all these BS games. They want to push Bernie Sanders out like in 2016. They want to throw Kamala Harris in without a primary, play all these behind-the-scenes games, having an early debate with Joe Biden to get him out of there. They want to play these games and not let the people choose. Well, when it comes to November, the people are not going to choose your party.
The NFL says they have no issue with players doing the signature dance of President-elect Donald Trump during their on-field celebrations. Players like Nick Bosa from the Niners, Raiders tight end Brock Bowers, and Titans receiver Calvin Ridley are just a few of the players that have mocked the president-elect's signature moves.
They're not mocking it. They're celebrating with Trump. Again, we got to have another Stephen A. error before he's about to speak the truth. Come on, Stephen A.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, in case you haven't seen Donald Trump's signature move, even though he's the one doing it right there, right now, at UFC 309 at Madison Square Garden this past weekend, one of, if not the greatest MMA fighter in history, John Bones Jones, did it after defeating Stipe Miocic in the third round there with Trump sitting ringside. You saw it right there. Let me tell you something. Here's why I'm pissed off that the NFL had to even issue a statement about it. Because celebrations usually don't warrant that. It doesn't require a response from the league. So why was it necessary this time? You know why? Because we got a bunch of people still living with their heads in the cloud, acting like they get to protest every little damn thing. This is America. Donald Trump won the election, rather convincingly, I might add. Now, I didn't vote for him, and I've been on the record stating that. I'm not backing up from that. I didn't vote for him because I don't think he's presidential. I don't think his behavior, rather, is presidential. I think the presidency is a statesmanship position. I think it's important to galvanize folks and to bring them together as opposed to contributing to divisiveness. But he won. And I have no problem accepting the fact that he won fair and square in romp-like fashion, I might add. And he's worthy of being the president of the United States according to the voters. They have spoken. They spoke emphatically, not just in red states, but in blue states as well, in battleground states as well. He won. There's no debate. There's no controversy. There's no anything. He won convincingly. So to me, that says that the American people have made their choice. I got news for you. Football players are usually American people. So are basketball players. So are UFC fighters. They got a right to support who the hell they want without the league needing to send in a response. I didn't see a response from the UFC. You know why? Because Dana White wouldn't entertain it. Dana White would not entertain that because he don't play that nonsense. He's going to support who he's going to support. He's not going to apologize for it, as most American citizens should feel free to do. And why am I ticked off? Because it was emblematic of the climate that we've been living in for years now, which is why I believe Donald Trump was really elected. Yeah, it was inflation. That was an issue. The economy, that was an issue. The border, that was an issue. But woke culture, cancel culture, oh, hell yes, that played a role. Where you got people walking around wondering whether or not they're echoing the right pronoun, wondering whether or not that was going to cost them their job, or being PC because, God forbid, your opinion is different than the average folk walking around in America. Lord knows what would happen to you. That's what America regressed to. And because of that, I believe, is a big reason why Donald Trump on January 20th will be inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States of America.
I can't believe it. Stephen A. is actually right multiple times in one video that I'm making about him. Because the NFL went way too far to try to issue a statement that, oh, it's okay if these guys do a damn dance about the guy who won the presidency. Why would the NFL do that? Because they're just a talking piece for the liberal agenda. Roger Goodell has zero integrity. He just blasted Black Lives Matter all over the NFL in 2020. He even still has labels on certain players' helmets and on the field about end racism. They continued all the protocols during COVID time where no people could come to the games, because it was so bad and so dangerous. But the ironic thing is that Stephen A. is coming around to this mentality when he himself has caved to the liberal political correct agenda by the way of ESPN, who he worked for. He has attacked players who called out things against the COVID vaccine in 2020. Anyone who talked against Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. Oh, Stephen A. fell right in line. Oh, that's wrong. He has a right to do that. He's so correct because black people have it so hard in America. That's why it's surprising to see Stephen A. break away from this liberal agenda. It's really surprising. Again, it's Sean Daniel here. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider subscribing or joining my YouTube membership and donating a few dollars to support me, or a little bit more than a few dollars. If you do, thank you so much. There's some more videos you can watch right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.